What's up, guys? Ninth Gym here, back with another Pokemon video. I know it's been a while since I've done an upload, and it's been very intermittent even when I was doing uploads. But, however, we are back for at least this video. You know, it's going to be intermittent once again until Gen 9, but expect a lot of videos in Gen 9 when Gen 9 comes out. Anyway, enough of that little intro. Let's go ahead and get into the video. So, if you guys didn't know, over this weekend, I guess it's still Sunday, so it is weekend, even though this tournament has concluded now. Regardless, 2022, the first regional since COVID, has now concluded. Salt Lake City regionals, pretty crazy. It had, I believe, 600 entrants for the main event of TCG for Masters, and 163 entrants here for the VGC Masters. So a very, solid showing. Not as big as they always are, but, what else can you expect? It is COVID times. There's still a lot of people that are not going to big events like this, me included. I am not going to big events like this currently for any of the games. I also play Yu-Gi-Oh! And so on and so forth, and they are currently having regionals as well, and it's pushing off a lot of people. A lot of people are still not going out because it's COVID times. What do you expect? But anyway, 163 player event, in-person regional, first in-person regionals since COVID for the better part of 2 years. Very, very cool. We have top 32. Top 32, meta-analysis, baby. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. So, as we see here, there is 8 Swiss rounds plus top 8 single elim. So that is very cool. That means, 8 Swiss rounds plus top cut. What else can you say? 163 players, the current series of Sword and Shield. Let's get into it. Okay, so in first we have Peng. By the way, I did just go over this, like the first top 8, and then I realized it wasn't recording. So anyway, we're into it now. So yeah, in first place we do have Peng with the Zacian team. And let's go ahead and give a little overview before we get right into each team. Is in top 8, I just want to give out a couple usage stats. We do have 6 out of 8 using Incineroar, and we have 5 out of 8 using the Zacian Crown. So pretty, expected showing from those Pokemon. We also have triple Charizard, which is pretty cool. We have a couple Indeedys, 3 of them to be exact. We also have a couple Gastrodons. We also have a couple Whimsicots, a couple Amoonguss, a couple Regieleki. But overall, a lot of multiples, but the main multiples are 6 Incineroar and 5 Zacian. So I just wanted to go ahead and give a couple usage stats there because I think there's a lot of really interesting things there. A lot of duos, a lot of duos were like reused, but overall, very cool. Also, 3 Groudon Charizard Sun teams in top 8. Very cool. Also, last thing, Aaron Cybertron Zeng. Shout out the boy, Aaron Zeng. Great player. Very well decorated player. He's the only player here not using Incineroar or Zacian. That's not true. There's another one right here. Zach Amirizian. But really cool seeing 2 players not using either. It's just a cool thing to me. In a very, very thin format like this one, where most things are being used very, very frequently. I mean, here I actually have this pulled up, Picolytics. 61% Zacian Crown. That's a restricted, guys. 61%. And then also Incineroar at a 58, almost 60%, almost 59%, which is almost 60%. So a very, very high showing from these 2 Pokemon. As you see right next to it, after that is 38, and that's another restricted, and then 30. So, Zacian is being used 2 times as much as Regieleki, and is a restricted. That just goes to show how, Tier 0-esque this format really is, and Zacian is right ahead of the curve, right there. And Incineroar really tones that Pokemon down. I mean, it's fire and it has Intimidate. It's just a pretty thin format, which I don't always love to see, but sometimes I do, but I don't really love this one, but it's mostly because of Dynamax. Anyway, whole lot of intro stuff out of the way. Let's get into the actual teams. That's what you guys are here for. That's what you guys care about. Let's get into it. So, we have Zacian, Groudon taking the event. Peng, shoutouts Peng, great player, really awesome showing, got first place. 8-0 in Swiss. I don't know if this is how it was after Swiss, so we're just gonna call this Swiss because I don't know. I really don't know for sure who in top 8, how that went. I wasn't watching the stream or anything, but we do know for a fact that this is at least Swiss because it starts off 8-0 and then 7-1 in order until 6-2, and there's no one else with worse than that there. So this is definitely without top cut. So this is in Swiss. So first in Swiss is Peng. Very solid showing. You know, we have the Zacian, Groudon. We also have the Charizard taking advantage of that sun, so that is really cool. We also have Gastron really helping out with the weaknesses there from the team. We have Groudon and Charizard. Even though they are covered by the sun, Gastron still helps that a lot, I imagine. So that is really cool. We also have the Grimmsnarl and Incineroar on the team, supporting those with screens, damage reduction with screens and Intimidate. Very good across the board. Really cool team. Love to see it. I really do wish we had some pastes or rental codes, but oh well. There are a couple rental codes here and there, which we will click on so that you guys can see it. But for now, gotta kind of hope just like to find these team pastes and stuff on Twitter, stuff like that. Anything I find, I'll try to link in this video, but no promises. Anyway, in second place, we have Aaron Trailer. You know, shout out Aaron Trailer on Reality on Twitter. He's probably gonna make a team. What's it called? A team review, you know, something like that. But that is cool for Aaron Trailer. That guy's like a crazy player. Fun fact, he actually brought the Charizard G-Max a long time ago in the first Sword and Shield regional. I believe that was the first Sword and Shield regional. Before we even had the hidden ability Kanto starters, he was using the Gigantamax with Blaze. Like awesome little piece of, you know, Sword and Shield history. Winning the regional with Blaze Charizard. Oh my goodness, so cool. Anyway, into the actual team Aaron Trailer brought. It is a Sword Dog Kyogre team, a Zacian Kyogre team, which is, you know, pretty standard. It is the most used, I believe, restricted pairing currently in the format, being only really like behind by like Zacian, Groudon really is the only other thing there, but really cool overall. You know, Zacian, Kyogre, not too crazy, but we do have Whimsicott Tailwind as well. So that's a pretty standard core, you know, something we've seen a lot in this format and in other formats very, you know, regarding this. But also Kartana taking advantage of the rain, getting rid of that 4x weakness, which is cool. And an Indeedee and an Incineroar on the team as well. So a really cool team by Aaron Trailer. In third place, we have Joe UX9. That's another one that you can find very easily on Twitter. And I would imagine you can, I would imagine he's going to be doing a team review as well, talking about his run, talking about the team. So definitely check that out. Check out those players on Twitter. You'll find it. Also be posting out on Victory Road VGC. I'll link this page in the description down below, but they also very frequently have team reviews posted by top tier players that did top the event a lot of the time as well. Anyway, into the third place, Joe UX9. Very cool showing. We do see the Zacian, Groudon, Charizard core on here as well, and it is a very similar team to Peng's first place list. They may have done it together, you never know, but it is a same 6 Pokemon here. Grimmsnarl, Gastrodon, and Incineroar backing up that trio core of Charizard, Groudon, and Zacian. So a very cool team. You know, I mean, it took 2 top 8 placements, so it's a very good team. And, you know, stay posted on those players' Twitters and stuff. Hopefully we'll find some team reviews. Anyway, in fourth place, we do have Michael Alex Arand. I hope I said that right. I feel like I said that right. With the Zacian Palkia team. This is something we saw a lot in this format. You know, we've seen it a lot, and we've seen a lot of people talking about it. I actually saw a really good meme by Dragonair Jordan, my boy. He was talking about this. He was like, I saw it on Twitter. He made a meme about it. I don't know if he made it or just reposted it, but it was like, every time I see this team, it's cool, and I want to build it, and then it sits in the Pokemon Showdown team creator and never actually gets finished. And that's really funny to me. That resonates with me because I've done that before with that exact same duo. Last time that I tried to get back into VGC, I did that with Palkia and Zacian, and it's just funny. It's funny when you see a meme that like makes you think of yourself sometimes. It's pretty funny. Anyway, I got a little off track there. Sorry, tangents. I do that a lot. But this team is pretty cool. We do see the Palkia and the Porygon 2, Porygon 2. So, you know, and Amoonguss and Indeedee. So it's a very Trick Room potential team. We know that Palkia can have Trick Room on it as a mix-up. A lot of the time it's a mix-up because it is a fairly fast Pokemon since it is restricted. But it can also just be a main goal as well, especially with Amoonguss on the team because, you know, we've said it before, Amoonguss under Trick Room can be a win kind of its own. Spore is really, really good, right? So, very cool. And the Indeedee Follow Me, I'm really curious to see if that's still running safety goggles spreads very frequently with the, you know, Follow Me. and stuff like that. So very cool. That's top 4. That closes off our top 4. Now let's look into top 5. Now this is, of course, Swiss, like I was saying. So this is the last player that was X1 in Swiss, Zach Amerzian. This is a really cool team. This is one of the few teams, this and Aaron Zhang's team, that don't feature either Incineroar or Zacian Crown. So that's awesome. That is instantly, makes those teams a little bit cooler to me. But yeah, overall, this team is really cool. It does use Solgaleo, which is cool, and a Calyrex Shadow Rider, even though this team doesn't appear to be like a very hyper offense dynamic team. We're still seeing the Shadow Rider, which is a hyper offense Mon. So really cool. This player probably called out a lot of really good leads with hyper offense, Calyrex. But even though, like, with that being said, you also have the good backup of having the Grimmsnarl set up screens. You have the Intimidate Lando on your team. You have the Tapu Fini to really help with status stuff, to kind of just put the Shadow Rider in perfect positioning. So really cool team overall. We see the Raichu as well, protecting that Tapu Fini, which is pretty cool. So really interesting team. I'm actually, curious to see why the Raichu, like if the Raichu pulled a lot of weight, because it doesn't really seem to fit on this team like too much, other than, with this, but for the Lightning Rod. But Fake Out, Nuzzle on a fast body is still pretty good. So that is 5th place. In 6th place, we have Z Castagliola. I butchered that one. I'm sorry. Z. In 6th place, really cool team here as well. We do see the Zacian Yveltal. But other than that, it's a pretty standard team overall. Still really cool, though. We do see the Amoonguss. We see the Lando T and the Regieleki in the back. So a very solid team. A little bit more standard of what you would see on the Yveltal dog team. But hey, never argue with someone who has results. And this is top 8 Swiss at a regional. That's results. What am I going to say? Not that playing, along the curve is not good or weird or bad or anything like that. Play what you want to play. In 7th place, we have Jeremy Boyd with the Duskmane Necrozma team, which is really cool. Also running the Kyogre. No Zacian on this team, which is really cool because, like we were saying, Zacian is kind of everywhere and expected. So it's really cool to see it not in a team. And this is the first team in top 8, or the second team in top 8 that didn't run the Zacian. So cool. It does have the Incineroar, Amoonguss, Mimikyu, and Regieleki backing it up. I like seeing Mimikyu, and this is not the only Mimikyu in top 8 because Aaron Zhang brought one as well. But overall, really cool team. I'm really curious how good Duskmane was with the Amoonguss and the Mimikyu on a very good Trick Room engine. I'm really curious to see the speed EVs and IVs on the Kyogre, more so the EVs. But it could be a min speed. It definitely could. It probably is not. But I'm sure there's some really interesting calcs that make this good under Trick Room and also solid with the Electro Web. So a really cool team. I bet there's a lot of really good technical stuff with that team. It seems cool. And in rounding off our top 8, we have Aaron Zhang, Cybertron VGC, very well decorated player. We all know this player. We all know this player as a content creator as well as a player. Let me make myself a little smaller there. But yeah, very great, very cool team. We do see no Incineroar and no Zacian. That we don't see that very much, so that's really cool. It's a nice little breath of fresh air. We do see the Sun Core here, but without the Sword Dog. We do have Groudon and Charizard and Solgaleo. So a very interesting restricted pairing here is going to be the Solgaleo and Groudon. I'm curious to see how well that worked. But we do have a Trick Room core there with the Mimikyu with it. Probably has that on deck, right? And this is another one we'll probably see a team review for here very soon. Aaron Zhang, top 8ing a regional. He's probably going to make a video on it talking about it, or at least a video, or at least a team review, something. But yeah, we see Indeedee here as well. So a lot of support for that Trick Room side here. And then we have Whimsicott with the Tailwind, presumably. So, this team can very much so go either way, going with like a very, strong Trick Room core or a very strong Tailwind core. And we could see it either way. So very, very cool. That rounds off our top 8. The rest of the teams I'm going to go a little less in depth on, but I wasn't going like super in depth anyway. In 9th place, we do have a really, we have this, which is cool. We have rental code. So, first off, we have White Herb Lando, which is pretty cool. That's not something we see too frequently, but it's not bad. Getting rid of the Intimidate is pretty good. That's what White Herb does, right? Am I tripping? I might be tripping. I don't think I am, though. Shukaberry and Incineroar is cool. Zacian, Grimmsnarl, Kyogre, Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn is cool. We don't see that very much, and it's not even doing the body press iron defense stuff, so that's cool. Leech Seed, going back to the roots of Ferrothorn. Hey, roots, Leech Seed, they were all the things were there to make that a good joke. It was kind of just like a pun, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, in 10th place we have Kyle Livinghouse. Oh, that was Jordan. We're gonna say Jordan. But yeah, really cool. Next we have another Yveltal and Zacian team with the works. Is that the same? Yes, it is. It is the same. Not that, they could very likely be very different teams, just the same 6 Pokemon. But they could also have worked together on it. So you never know. Next, in 11th place, we have Alberto with the Shadow Rider. Why couldn't I think of it for a second? We have the Shadow Rider Kyogre team. This is a very cool team. This takes a little bit more of that hyper offense with the Whimsicott in the Shadow Rider, but you also have, a bit of a defensive backbone with the Kyogre being fairly bulky. We also have the Indeedee and the Lando with the Intimidate. We also have a Regieleki on the team to kind of make that like hyper offense core a little bit better. So if you want to go really like hyper offense here, you probably go like Shadow Rider with the Lando, the Whimsicott, and Regieleki, some form of that, while obviously calling out good leads because you have to with hyper offense. There's not really a good bulky backbone in the back without like, these two Pokemon. These two Pokemon are like fairly bulky though, the Indeedee and Kyogre. Anyway, next we have 12th, Emilio with the, this is a name, I like that name, Emilio Forbes. That's a good player. I recall that. Anyway, recall the name. Anyway, Blastoise. Gotta love seeing G-Max Blastoise, man. G-Max Blastoise is sick. Like, that's really all I gotta say. It's sick. It has Fake Out access. It also has Cannonade. It's a good Pokemon. But we do see the Zacian and Shadow Rider, so a very cool, little core there. That's a really interesting core. This was one that I wanted to experiment with the most when the series just started. But we see the Regieleki and then the Incineroar Boom core. The Incineroar Rillaboom core. So a very solid team. In 13th place, we have Ian with the Zacian Kyogre. We've got some pretty solid support here in the back. Gastrodon seems a little out of place, but okay. Whimsicott, the Incineroar, and the Zapdos. So that's really cool. I love seeing Zapdos. Zapdos is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. And yeah, I love seeing it. In 14th place, we have Visishta. Vishy. We'll call it Vishy. And yeah, we have another rental code. Woo, look at that. We got a Choice Band Hustle Dracozolt doing some work. No Protect. Okay. I mean, it's Choice Band, but still, like, it's going to max immediately. Or no, wait. It's Choice Band. It does not max. That's cool. No Protect. Why would you have a Protect on it? But that's really cool. Choice Band Hustle, very, very solid. Dracozolt is pretty, he punch pretty good. But we do have Indeedee and Calyrex for a very solid, core of Trick Room. We've got Whimsicott with the Tailwind as well to make things fast. We've got Life Orb, Cinderace, something we haven't really seen in a while. And then we've also got a Choice Specs Kyogre. So not a lot of Protect on this team, which is something that just instantly strikes me. Kyogre, Whimsicott, Dracozolt, Cinderace, 2 choice items, no Protect across these 4. But obviously it worked to, a pretty good extent, getting 6-2 in Swiss. Pretty good. In 15th place, we have Joshua with the Yveltal and Zacian core. We've got a Kartana on the team without Rain, which is pretty cool. I'm probably hoping for some, to play against Kyogre. This would have a great matchup against Kyogre teams. This team, I would imagine, with the Regieleki Kartana, deals with that really well. Amoonguss for the Trick Room matchup with a Trick Room potential on its own. This is a really cool team. I like that team a lot. Kevin in 16th place, playing the Yveltal dog core as well, with the Blastoise, which I love to see. Like I was saying, we have the Incineroar, Lando, and Regieleki. So a pretty solid team there. I do like that. Good job, Kevin. In 17th place, we have Ryan with another rental code. Woo! Coming through with the rental codes. We do see another Charizard, Zacian Groudon Sun core here, but this time it's followed up with the Ferrothorn, Whimsicott, and Regieleki. No Trick Room, so the Ferrothorn, I hope, was really pulling weight. But it is body press iron defense, so it's definitely pulling a lot of weight because it's a very heavy and slow Pokemon. Jokes. But yeah, we have Screech on the Regieleki. Cool. Is that a tech that we see a lot? Is that a tech that a lot of players are doing? There's not enough rental codes, so I can't really tell you, but like, that's cool. I like Screech on that. That seems cool. Anyway, in 18th place, we have Gary. Smell you later, right? But yeah, he has the Dialga Kyogre with the Ice Calyrex here. Or not, it's not Calyrex. Why can't I think of his name? Glastrier. And the Alolan Executor. This is interesting. We have the Indeedee and the Regieleki as well. So a really cool team. This is a really cool team. I wish we had a rental code for that team. What? Come on, give us a cool rental codes. Don't give us the rental codes of... these are some cool teams too. Whatever, man. Anyway, next in 19th place, we have Jonas with a pretty standard looking Zacian Kyogre team. All right. Kevon in 20th. I like that name, Kevon. But yeah, we see a Tornadus core here instead of the Whimsicott. We do see Whimsicott everywhere here. Finally, a Tornadus. Interesting to see. I'm curious, like, you know, it's definitely up in the air which one is better every time. But Tornadus on here. Okay. With the Zapdos as well. Really cool. So Galio Kyogre core. Very good. In 21st place, we have Aditya with the Zacian Palkia team. We love to see it. Incineroar Mungus, Indeedee, and Porygon 2. Very good. In 22nd place, we have Grant with the Ice Rider and Kyogre core. We've got the Kartana with the Kyogre. Very solid. We've got Amoonguss. No Trick Room other than here, which that makes sense. That's how it is for a lot of people, I imagine. And the screens in the back, so very good. In 23rd place, we have Carl. We've got another Zacian Palkia team with the Charizard. Okay. Okay. Is this Prankster? Does that have access to Sunny Day? Does Thundurus have access to Sunny Day? Well, it has access to Rain Dance, so I'm gonna... Well, I guess it is on a cloud. I don't know. Did it have Rain Dance? Did it have Sunny Day? Somebody answer me. Somebody will have that answer. 24th, we have Brock Honda. Oh, Catfish. Okay. We've got the Sword Dog with the Zacian team, or with the Charizard team, and the Groudon. So a very similar core and the same 3 supporting mons as 1st and 3rd place. Makes sense. That's okay. It's a very solid team. Definitely seems like a very, very solid team in this format. So we love to see it. 25th, we have Brady Smith, B Smithy. Let's go. Shout out B Smithy. But we do have the, dual Genie team here with the Zacian and Shadow Rider. So a very strong, pretty, presumably pretty offensive team. We do have like the solid core backbone here, double Intimidate Gastron, but we also have like, anti-intimidate on this with like power special attack or smash. So that's pretty cool. I like this team a lot. Good job, B Smithy. In 26th, we have Stefan with the Zacian Kyogre team here. Nothing too crazy here. Do love to see Zapdos though. In 27th, we have Wolf Glick. Shout out Wolfie. Still getting top 32. Let's go. Just shy of getting to the top 8, but 5-3, it's still good. Love seeing Wolfie. But we do see the Ice Rider Palkia team with the Dusclops and the Pheromosa. So a very interesting team here. We love to see it. Wolf Glick always brings like something crazy to the table. He always brings something crazy or just piloting, a very, meta strategy to the top. Love seeing Wolf Glick name come up on tournament meta results every time. Literally every time. Dude brought Pheromosa. Like, let's go. This is not a Pokemon we see ever. I feel like this is the only Pheromosa. It is. It is the only Pheromosa. That's awesome. In 28th place, we have Diego with the Umbreon. Oh, look at that. We got the Zacian Kyogre, which is a pretty standard thing we see in the format. Nothing too crazy here. Seeing Ferrothorn, it's come up a bunch of times in this top 32, but we don't see it that frequently in the format. In 29th place, we have Max Simon, and this is actually, I did pop into the live stream for like a round in the first day, and this was the team that was out here. I mean, it might have been a different Butterfree, but it was a Gigantamax Butterfree on the screen, and I was like, yo, what is this? Series 1? What is this? I liked it a lot. I was pretty excited to see it. We also see the Pikachu here, which is definitely, you're like, what? That's even more surprising than Butterfree. Gigantamax, definitely. So it's really cool just seeing this. Very cool. In 30th place, we have Israel with the standard Zacian Kyogre team. Good stuff. Props for getting top 32. In 31st, we have Alex Anderson with the Rebambi? I don't even remember this guy's name. Centiscorch? That's what it is. Zacian and Palkia. So a very cool team. Give me the rental codes. Give me the rental codes, man. Give me the rental codes. But yeah, this is a really cool team. And then in 32nd, rounding off our top 32, we have Brett with the very solid, very standard, but very solid Zacian Groudon Charizard core, supported by the Grimmsnarl, Gastrodon, and Incineroar. So very cool. I will link this in the description down below if you guys do want to check it out for yourself. There's a lot of streamed matches on here. There's a lot of content that you guys can, watch if you guys would like to do that. Really cool. And of course, you can check out on YouTube, their official thing, their official stream and everything. Unfortunately, we don't have any big, overarching usage stats here, but still pretty cool. Anyway, that is going to be it for the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Once again, it's going to be kind of sparse, sporadic throughout the next couple of months. But Gen 9, baby, stay tuned for Gen 9. Before I finish off the video, what do you guys think about the current format? I'm really curious to see, what you guys think. And are you going to events like this? Are you going to these kind of events? I want to start, going to these events when Gen 9 comes out again, but till then, I'll probably not be at these events. Anyway, have a good day. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I think I already said that, so we're going to just end the video. Have a good week. Goodbye.